Welcome to Cooking with Prtc. Today we've got the best hostess in the world, my little girl, Carlson McRoy. It's not like this is the first time she's been in this kitchen. All right, we're going to focus today on a couple of different things. We're going to make some chocolate chip cookies with bourbon. Our focus today is going to be bourbon and just sweets. Trying to get in the mood for Christmas. The oven's ready. We're going to try and get in the mood for Christmas, and we're going to start off with some desserts. We'll be right back. We're going to get started with chocolate chip cookies and a flourless brownie, and they're both delicious. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Today's chocolate chip cookies are going to have bourbon, bacon, and a whole bunch of sugar and butter. We're going to get started right now. Since we've already done bacon 100 times on the show, and we just take, just like we always do, we'll put a cookie sheet, cover it with parchment paper, and then bake it in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes or until you get it as crispy and golden as you want, just like this. And just to save time, and so we wouldn't have to cover the same thing 3 times, I went ahead and made it last night. Carlson, if you will, take the bacon, and what I'm looking for are 1/4-inch pieces. And you can stack them as high as you want, but anyway, just like that.
Okay.
And don't do like your granddaddy and eat all the bacon.
I was about to eat some.
Sampling is permitted, but not encouraged. Okay. Now, we're going to have, Carlson was good enough to do all of our measuring for us beforehand. And what we're going to do here is we've got 2 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. In our tradition of trying to promote what's South Carolina, this is Adelou flour, compliments of my very good friend Stone Ground, and it makes a world of difference. When Carlson was in high school and before, we've always made, good Lord, Carlson, what, 100-pound cakes a year? And I started getting a whole lot more compliments when I started using Adelou flour. It just makes a difference. Okay, now this particular recipe, it calls for bacon, which that doesn't work. That's pretty good.
I know.
All right, bacon and bourbon. Local business, I gotta plug these guys. Richard, Jonathan, and Louie at Louie's Liquor Stores. You go in there and I'm telling you what, those guys, they know their stuff. And it's not just go in there like, give me a bottle of this. You tell them what you're having for dinner. What was it we made the other day, Jason, where I had to have the dry white wine? And buddy, I didn't know there was a difference. But if you're making a sauce, the white wine, a dry white wine as opposed to a sweet white wine makes a world of difference. And those guys really know what they're talking about. The cookies we're making today, again, have bourbon. And we're using a Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark's a blend, and again, we could get into a whole show on bourbon. I don't know how long it would take us to film it. All right, we're going to start off with our flour. We're going to add our sugar. We got 2 3/4 cup of flour, and we've got a cup of sugar, and then we're using 2 kinds of brown sugar, dark and light. And we're using 1/2 cup each. We'll put those in here. How you coming with the bacon?
Almost done.
Okay. The bacon, we started with 1 pound. And if you're keeping track of that at home, it's about 9 strips of thick cut bacon. And we saved the grease. And I chilled it. And 9 strips of bacon will give us about 1/4 or 1/2 cup of bacon grease. Jason told me to mention this. I thought I always did, but he knows more about what we're doing than I do, or he reminds me. When you're baking, leave your stuff out a little bit. Let them stay at room temperature a couple hours before you start baking. The butter's much softer, it mixes better. The eggs, same thing. If you're separating them, they separate better. It's just easier to work with them when they're warm or at room temperature. Okay, now we're going to start off with, we mixed our flour and our sugar, and we're going to put in about a teaspoon of salt. I always like the different salts. We're not using the pink Himalayan salt this time. We're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of baking soda. If you don't use these 2 ingredients when you're using all-purpose flours, they won't rise and just makes them flat. You mix that up again while it's dry. If you're using dry ingredients, they work a whole heap a lot better if you mix them while they're dry as opposed to when you put in the moisture. Okay. Now, the recipe calls for unsalted butter. And like everything else, I'm not paying attention to it because unsalted butter tastes like lard. But salted butter, that tastes like a little bit of heaven.
I remember when I used to come home from college and all my friends said, you definitely use your salt.
Well, it adds flavor. Okay. And salt's not bad for you. It gets a bad rap. But at the same time, if you use salt sparingly, it adds a lot to life. It adds a lot to the recipes as well. 2 eggs, and again, these are warm or room temperature. Thank you, Ruben, for some farm fresh eggs. He's had a long, hot summer, and his chickens have been taking the summer off. So my country fresh eggs have been scarce. Teaspoon of vanilla. Smell that.
It smells good.
Oh God, I love that. Ooh. Oh darn, we spilt some. Now Carlson, the recipe does not call for it, so I did not do it.
What?
I think pecans would have been better than this.
I don't.
You and your Uncle Barry, I swear. We're not going to get that in the recipe, are we? We're going to sit here and eat every bit of it.
I know, it tastes good.
Okay. The bacon grease, I did this last night, and the bacon, it gives you a better consistency with your cookies as opposed to putting hot grease in there. It makes them a little bit too soft.
You think pecans instead of bacon?
No.
I was about to say.
Oh, no. What's wrong with you?
Pecans instead
Throw
of
you
what?
out of my house. Pecans and bacon.
No,
Okay.
that'd be too much.
Now, would you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
This is another reason we didn't invite Cameron over. But if you'll open that up and give
I
me...
can.
You can do it. Come on.
I know.
You've been to college. Surely they had Bourbon 101 at Winthrop.
No.
Okay. If you will, give me, it's a screw top, and give me 3 shots of that. Dump it in there. That's a wonderful sound. Gurgle, 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 gurgle.
Cameron's more of a Weller guy.
Tell you what, that's another thing about going back to Louis and all his guys up there. Carlson's boyfriend's named Cameron, great guy. But he called up one day and fell in love with a wheat-based bourbon, which again, your wheat-based are usually your Pappy Van Winkles and your Buffalo Trace and stuff like that. But he couldn't find Weller's. He said, do you know where we can get some, Mark? I was like, well, give me about 20 seconds. So I called Louis up. He said, how many you want? Called Louis up. He had it right there. Made me look like I knew what I was doing. Again, those guys really, really know what they're doing. Okay. Chocolate chip cookies. Yummy, yummy. All right, Carlson, I'm going to take these. If you will, open up those
These?
Ghirardelli chocolate bars. I'm going to add this real quick. And if you will, what I want you to do is break them up. Still got your knife? Okay.
It's in the sink.
We'll get it. Now, don't break it yet. There's a method to the madness here.
method to breaking chocolate?
It really is.
Okay.
I want uniformity, consistency. Okay. This is the best chocolate in the world. Okay. Okay.
You're right, that was hard.
Shut up. Okay. Now, get your knife. All the way to the bottom. Don't cut yourself because we don't have time to.
Selling too much bacon?
Must be. Don't cut yourself because we don't want Uncle Barry to have to come over here. Just like that. What we're going for is chunks, not chips.
Is that dark chocolate?
Yes. You want to try it?
No.
It's 60%. Oh, that's good. Can't help it.
I don't trust myself with chocolate. I eat it all.
You like dark or
I like dark.
milk?
I used to like milk. Now I like dark.
You're not. There you go.
You did it better.
No, you're doing fine. Like I said, I spent a lot of the night last night doing this, so I've done it. I don't know what's harder, not to eat the bacon or the chocolate.
I know.
Mm.
Never cut chocolate.
I know it, but if you cover it with your hand, it doesn't go everywhere. But again, just don't cut yourself. That's the most important thing. There you go. Just like a professional.
I try.
Okay. Now. Jason, quit up all of my chocolate. All right.
Would you ever do this with your squares?
No, I haven't. We'll have to try that next time. I tell you what, though, I'm really interested in you guys trying this because I want your honest opinion. With the bourbon, I made these last night. It's not a dry run, but the bourbon does have a distinctive flavor, but it's not as strong as I was hoping it would be. Okay. Now, if you will, reach in that back drawer behind you and get the parchment paper. And tear a sheet off of that and put it right there. Man, that's perfect. I couldn't have done better myself. All right, let's have some fun. We're going to go for about 1 spoonful. Just put it down there. Lick your fingers often as possible. And space them about 2.5 inches apart. Just like so. Ooh, 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 ooh. Look at all that beautiful chocolate.
And bacon.
And bacon.
I wouldn't have thought to put bacon in cookies. But I'm not against it.
I was about to say, I don't have to spank you in front of
I said
everybody.
I wouldn't have thought about it.
You always think about bacon.
You do.
What do we say, Jason? Bacon is God's way of proving that He loves us and He wants us to be happy.
I thought you said that about bourbon.
I do. I say it about a lot of stuff. And wonderful children and grandchildren.
Grandchildren.
We've preheated our oven to 375. Good grief, that's good. What do you think? You hadn't licked your finger yet?
No. People probably don't want you licking your fingers. They're going to eat these cookies.
They can't come through the TV. Now, folks, 9 minutes. And I'm doing this because I have a really bad habit of putting stuff in there and forgetting about it. We're gonna clean this up, come back and get started on our brownies. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back.
Walterboro Cash and Carry has been serving Walterboro since 1985, and they're your only source for wholesale shopping in Colleton County. Party and catering supplies, cooking oils, candy by the boxes, beer, tobacco products, detergents and cases of Clorox, and so much more. Located at 100 Beach Place Road across the street from Live Oak Cemetery. Open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 till 5. Wednesday and Saturday from 8 until noon. Give them a call today at 843-549-2722. Walterboro Cash and Carry. Reiser Chevrolet Buick GMC, your hometown source for remodeled Camaros, trucks, and Malibus. And with all kinds of rebates and incentives available, there's no reason not to let Scott and his team put you in a new vehicle today. There are many financing options available, even if you have challenge credit. And Reiser wants your trade-in, and nobody provides better service after the sale than Chad and his team in the service department. There's just no reason for you not to buy from folks you know and service you can trust. Reiser Chevrolet Buick GMC, Jeffords Boulevard, Walterboro. Walterboro Animal Hospital has been serving Colletonians and their pets since 2013. Dr. Elaine Hutchinson and Dr. Phil Hopkins offer a variety of services that include but aren't limited to dental care, radiology, ultrasounds, and much more. Walterboro Animal Hospital can handle all types of surgeries and can tell you about the preventive medicine available today to keep your pets safe. Walterboro Animal Hospital even makes house calls, and they understand your pet is part of the family. And Walterboro Family Hospital will treat you and your pets like family. Walterboro Animal Hospital, located at 113 Elizabeth Street, which is the old bus stop. They can be reached at 843-549-5645. And they're open Monday through Friday. Like them on Facebook at Walterboro Animal Hospital. And remember, Walterboro Animal Hospital will take pride in caring for your pets. Their phone number again is 843-549-5645.
All right, we're getting back here. We're getting ready to start on our flourless brownies. Carlson, what I need you to do is put the butter in that saucepan.
All of it?
Yes, ma'am. And that's a stick and a half. I want you to come over here and start melting it. Now.
You got a spoon or something?
It should melt by itself. You're gonna have to use this handy dandy whisk, which I just love my whisk.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't it? All right. Now, we're gonna start with our whisk, and all we're gonna do is melt the butter. Then we've got 2 cups of chocolate chips, and we use a cup and a half of them to get started. Let me know when the butter's melted.
Okay.
All right. A little bit of vanilla never hurts anybody. Okay. Just because I like it. This is really about as easy a brownie recipe as I have ever seen in my life. Okay. Pam non-stick spray, whatever you want to call it. Parchment paper. If you're using wax paper, as always, put the wax up, because if you put the wax down, it will melt and it's really hard to clean your bowl. But you can use parchment paper. I haven't bought wax paper in years. Mother and Grace Ann did that. Okay. I'm going to use a cup and a half of these. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. A little bit more. All right. Now,
Can I stir it?
yeah, keep stirring until it melts. Y'all, these chocolate chip cookies are the best things ever. You're right. Thank you. We've been sampling. Got our parchment paper in here. It calls for an 8x8. A 9x7 is fine because it's basically the same thing. It's just a different shape. Okay. Now, let me know when it's melted. All right, we're going to add 4 eggs. And these are the best darn country fresh eggs that Reuben can make for you. Go ahead and beat those up in there. Good grief, Mark.
Oh my.
Well, I know it. As long as there's no shells in there, we're good. And as you said earlier, that's why we have on aprons. Okay. All right. Now this is where it's gonna, you really have to stir that because that cocoa, like you need more chocolate flavoring with all that wonderful melted chocolate. I brought this up before. I love a whisk, and this is something I have fought and hated for years. But buddy, it's like using 16 forks all at one time. You know, scrape the sides, you got it. You need more heat, or is it mixing up good?
Maybe a little more.
Okay. All right, now, here comes the technical stuff. Put me 4 ounces of bourbon in there. Here's a measuring cup if you want to use it, or if you just want to freehand it, that's fine too.
If I freehand it, it might just be bourbon.
It says a 1/4 cup. That's only 2 ounces, isn't it? Louis. Oh, baby. He can sell some bourbon. Keep mixing. All right. Confectionery sugar. 1/2 cup.
Oop,
What?
got some in the pan.
It'll be all right. Adds color. I forgot. We got to turn this down to 325. Which is great because it doesn't take long. That's why you can do your cookies first, because at 375, you don't have to wait for it to heat back up. Okay. That looks good. Pour it in there.
Is that butter?
Beg your pardon?
Oh.
Oh, doesn't matter. Might be bourbon.
It smells like it.
Oh God, it's alcohol abuse. Okay. Now, just drop that in the sink, if you will. What I want you to do now.
Still?
Beg your pardon?
Do you need this still?
No. After you drip it all over my floor,
You're welcome.
take the chocolate chips and sprinkle them over the top so they're spread evenly. Mr. Spot.
How's that?
Thank you.
Perfectionist.
If you would open the door, drop this in here. Now, we're going to set our timer for 28 minutes. Not that I'm a perfectionist, but like I said, I did this last night, and that's what we're doing. Okay. All right. We're going to clean up. I think Jason's ready to sample some more cookies, and we'll be right back, and we'll break all this stuff out and try it. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Dr. Aaron Ard, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs at USC Salkehatchie. My Salkehatchie is the faculty. We have University of South Carolina faculty, each approved by his or her respective Columbia department. When you take English or mathematics at USC Salk, you get the same course, same credit, with the same quality professors as USC Columbia. Exactly the same. And our faculty have degrees from all over the world. University of Dublin, University of Washington, University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, Auburn University, the Ohio State University, Vanderbilt University, and Cornell University. Our faculty are not only great teachers, but they also are held to the university standards of research and service. Research areas include breast cancer cures, wetlands protection, and economic analysis and prediction. Service includes working with local historical groups, theater groups, international student and community groups, and much, much more. Salkehatchie is the University of South Carolina, with all of the academic distinctions that come with the word university. I hope you will come be a part of my Salkehatchie.
Welcome back. We got a special taster today, Cameron Rivers Taylor. This is my grandson. This is his big TV debut, so everybody call up and say how great a job he did. How you doing, buddy? He's 8 weeks old yesterday. Getting back to the recipe, Carlson, we have the brownies, the flourless brownies, and the chocolate chip cookies. I don't have to ask her how the chocolate chip cookies are because I think we've eaten about 12 of them between the three of us in here today. And Cameron Rivers did not eat any of them. You want me to hold them while you sample?
Sure.
Okay. Come here, little guy. Come here. Make your granddaddy look good. There you go. Oh, yes. Okay. Dig in, Carlson. Tell us what you think. Hey, you can come back a little later and we'll let you try it. Ain't he cute? That's right. Takes after his mama.
Oh my gosh.
Which one did you get? The brownies?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Well, I've already eaten like 7 cookies.
Yeah, we have eaten a lot of cookies. Anyway,
That's delicious.
folks, we'll have the recipes posted on Simply Cooking with Mark McRoy, and you can come back. We'll see you next time on Cooking with Prtc. Thanks for joining us. This has been a ball. Carlson, thank you so much. Rivers, smile. Say bye-bye, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.